Good morning, traders. Welcome to our trading room. We're already in the trading room for a few minutes now. We've been trading the Euro News. We will record this for YouTube. So my YouTube viewers, good morning to you again. I hope you're enjoying what I do. And if you do, like, share it. I would like to share something, an interaction I had with one trader and on Skype, because it's pretty interesting. So I would normally, when you send me a Skype message, and the Skype is in my thing, I will send you the details of how you can join the full group or how you can join the installment program. And it goes like this. You can join the installment program. You will get access to the daily webinars. That is, you get access to the London webinar, the one we're doing right now, and the New York webinar. If you don't know what those look like, go into my YouTube channel and you will have access to a lot of them that we did live. So go to the live videos and you will see what that looks like, and with more details, of course. So, and what we do is we're giving you access to that for free while you're paying for the course. So you're not actually paying for that. You're paying for the course, but because you can't afford to pay it in one sum money, we allow you to pay it in smaller sums that you can afford. But we give you access to be with us, so you can still see some trade setups. You can still make money. And there are people who came in here and after 2 weeks or after a month just paid out the whole thing because they made money. They came in, they see that it's what they wanted, they made money to join. So once I send it to this person, I can't use the person's name, and the name is irrelevant. The conversation is the thing. I received a message and said, so, and it goes like with a big In short, I'm paying $100 for nothing. That's $100 a month in the installment program. So I decided, well, okay, I'm going to involve in that. So I said, okay, what is your job? The person says, I'm a web designer. I said, very good. I would like you to design something for me 2 hours a day for the next month. What would you charge me? I think at that point, I was expecting the person to say, okay, I got you, goodbye. But no, I actually got an answer to that, which you could have seen through that question like in the blink of an eye. You should have seen through it. But the person said, oh, yeah, sure, we can talk about your web designing. Yep, tell me what you need, and we'll go ahead and, blah, blah, blah. We'll go ahead and tell you what to charge. And my answer, really? Your time is worth money, and mine is useless. So I'm going to allow you to be here 2 hours getting professional advice from me, which I think is worth something. My professional advice, I think, is pretty good. I'm confident of that. I would identify trades for you. I will show you how to do them. You have a whole hour with me here explaining to you how I do this analysis, and you're telling me that's worth nothing. But you designing a web for me, which I've been offered by like 100 times for people to do it free for me, and I refuse all those offers. My traders in the past have offered to create websites for me for free. One guy actually created a website, and we closed it down. He actually created a website. He actually put it up, and and he had some videos in it. And I said, no, take it down. Not interested in a website. I'm not selling anything. I don't know I don't think the website is still up. He actually closed it down. He didn't, he did create it for me. He made it known. He was posting my videos there. And I was like, no. If you want to share my videos, share them on other social sites, not in a website. This person couldn't see through that question. But when I identified and said, your time is worth something, mine is nothing, then he said, okay, I understand you now. And it went on more, but it's beyond the point, is that we give you that for free. You're not paying for those webinars. Because if you continue to complete your payment for the course, and there's like a ton of people in the room right now, I mean, many, many people in the room right now who would definitely say, hey, yes, I actually started paying a year ago or so, and I'm in the room right now. And people that stop paying and come back and continue paying, and they will still have their full money to join the course. That was only created because at one point, I received an email from someone who was struggling, and I helped them, and they said, I have to tell you something. I actually bought your course from another person. And I said, what happened? He said, well, I was in this trouble and I wrote the person and I didn't get any reply. I was like, that can't be. If you bought a course from somebody, you would at least get a reply from them. She said, no, I didn't get any reply. So after I helped her get out of her troubles and, brought back a account to where she was very comfortable with it, She said, I couldn't afford to buy your course. That's why I bought it cheaper. I bought it $500. One second, guys. Yeah. And I said to her, well, what would I have done to make you buy the course? She said, if only I could have paid in smaller sums, I would have taken it. And that's how that whole idea of letting people pay in installment came up. I don't like that idea. I really don't like it. You can believe it or not, it's up to you. I don't say things for the fun of it, or I don't say things because I want deceive people. I don't like the idea of an installment. I don't have the patience for it. As a matter of fact, I am not involved in that as much as you might think. I have no idea who is paying how much. I have no idea how you get connected to the system in that installment program. So the people who are in will tell you, hey, they'll write me and they said, hey, I can't connect. I was like, okay, dude, you can't connect, write the support. Because I don't have the patience to manage things like that. My thought process goes a little higher than just thinking where bigger things. I don't have the patience for details, for finer details. I shouldn't say small things. I don't have the patience for fine details, except if it's in the chart. Right? So you can get me looking at everything in the chart, but not writing down all those stuff. But in short, that is what it is. If you do join, and if you think my time two a day, that's 10 a week. That's 40 sessions, 41-hour sessions a month. That's 40 hours a month I'm giving you for $100. Dude, if I go work and I work security downstairs in my building where I'm living, I think I'll work more money than that. And you know what they'll do? They'll just give me a stick and say, stand up here. Literally, I pass those security guards every day. They have a job. I'm not discriminating against security job, but it's not a job that demands a lot of them. They just need to be at their post. And you will work more than $100 for 40 hours. I guarantee you I'll work more than that. So, I didn't have to give it, and they don't have to give anybody professional advice. So when people write things like that, sometimes it's very, very, I don't know what the thought process is in someone else. But let's move on. I'm not interested. I've always said, if you want to be a good trader, you will end up here. You might buy 5, 6 different courses, but you will end up here. Because this is where you learn. This is where you get access to unlimited time to learn with really good traders here to help you. Not only me, but a lot of very good traders in the group who are going to help you. It's not about selling your course alone. I could have done that in many different ways. In many different, things. It's not like I don't know what a website is. I run retail stores. I had 2 websites selling stuff. But I was selling stuff. That's the whole point. So the trader said, well, he didn't create a website. He's not serious. Yeah, you are not serious if you think buying a training course from a website is the best thing for you. You haven't learned anything. Or if you think you get Black Friday sale on education is the best thing for you. Harvard doesn't put out Black Friday sales on their education. Compare me to most of those people out there selling you courses. I'm like Harvard to you. That's what it looks like if you compare it. What you're buying there is some online course that has no value. But anyway, go ahead. Let's move. I just wanted to address that question. If you'd like to join us and if you like what I do, you'll find us. Click on Skype. The link is in the description and you'll find us. Let's go. Dollar index. So dollar index here. We're expecting this to go up, but there's a good chance this is going to come down one more. Right? There's a chance it's going to come down one because there's a lot of correction in here. The more you correct here, the more the chance are you go up, right? Now, can this still come all the way to the bottom? Let me give you a very fast crash course on wave analysis. You see, this was the first move down. It wasn't exactly as impulsive as you would expect, but this one is sharp and this one is sharp. Most times when you see that, that is called a running flat. In this case, an expanding flat, right? Because we broke the low and we broke the top. And this could repeat exactly what this did. It could go up and down, up and down, up and down, all the way to the bottom here. And then we still go up because that would still be a very big flat. And like I told you earlier, if you're tracking what I do, is that if you make a daily correction in here, if they stay to the top here in a daily correction, which time-wise has to be pretty big, which time-wise has to be bigger than that, and it could be even all the way down to here. then we're going to go up totally. If they make a very small correction, break the top, we're still in the impulse. We're pretty much still in that impulse, right? And that means we could still go down and retest the low. But the minute you got that daily correction here, you're literally heading for the top. So go to the 4 hours and let's see what they're giving us. I wouldn't be surprised if it comes back all the way to the bottom. Can we sell it? Yeah, we can buy and we can sell. I mentioned that in the gold analysis I put out for you. If you haven't seen that, you should go and watch it, because we actually sold gold and we bought it. And we made about 5 or 6 trades in that piece of consolidation, where some gurus were saying, oh, I wouldn't even sell it here. I would just wait for that consolidation. Well, there was no big consolidation, so you could be still waiting while we're trading, right? Because we're day traders. So this went up, came down, went up. I think that's a flat. We drop, we're making another flat here. You can put a sell here and manage a trade back to the low. Let me go to the 15. For my traders, this is what we would do. And I can tell you what we're going to do. We'll put an entry order here to sell. Now, I'm pretty much aware that this might just break this low and turn. Should it drop, it might just break this low and turn. It could also come here, tag me, go back to the top, then drop. Those are 2 things that I know now. One is it could tag me, go back to the top, and then drop. The second one, it could break this low and then go back up. What do you do with that knowledge if those are the 2 things you know? I'm not trading it for either of those 2. I'm trading it should it drop like this. And that is a possibility. That's why I'm taking the trade. But I know that should any of those 2 happen, one is I don't want to be taken out of the trade and then watch it drop. And 2, I want an opportunity for a break even. So in the first instance, should it come here, tag me, and go back up, I can't put a stop here. I have to keep a stop above the impulse or above the top itself. And that will give me an opportunity for break even. How that is going to happen, keep watching. I'll show you in another webinar. So this now would eventually drop. So it either drop now or it drop here. When it breaks this low, should it go back up, I'll definitely get out of that trade. Not only would I get out of that trade, but I'll actually be in a buy going. Now, this buy doesn't mean it's going to go out. This buy means it could repeat the same thing here and keep dropping. And if I see a leading diagonal in that, I know what I need to wait for the bigger drop. Now, that's way ahead of what you can imagine. Most of my traders would know exactly what I mean when I said, if I see a leading diagonal, I know what I need to wait for before I get a big sell. If you're not a wave analysis trader, if you're not in my group, you have no idea what I just said. So let's go. Look for sell setups. Silver. Yep, silver's at the top. We have an entry to buy. We'll be very cautious about that because it's not a fact that that one is going to go very far, right? We may be breaking out of this for upside, and if we do, that would be a good trade all the way to the top. Should it just tag us and start to come back down, we'll get rid of the trade, and we would look for downside. And I'm pretty much aware that this might just tag you there, give you divergence here, and then start coming down back. We'll definitely sell. We actually sold a lot of silver. We bought silver as well. So right now it's a buy setup that could change within the day. And that will change. If this is to drop like that and then make a flag here, we would be changing that for a sell to break this low. We actually sold silver here last week. And we bought it a few places. I'm not going to go through all of the trades. It will take too long. But I'll do it in gold so that you'll have an idea what we did. All right, so let's go with the first gold trade we took. The first gold trade we took was a sell. I think the first sell was somewhere in here, which we closed before this go back up. There was a sell here, and that is coming down. There was a buy here. There was a buy above this one. There was a sell in this one, and that one there was a sell. We didn't take any buys in that because we were waiting for it to drop. There was a sell in this one coming down. And there was a buy. Well, I can't remember if we called a trade in the room, but this would have been a buy setup for my traders. And once it breaks this top, you get it to break even. Following the same strategy of how we trade, that would have been the trade. I don't know whether we call that trade. But a lot of my traders would take it. All right, simple. Now it's coming down. What are we expecting? Well, let's look back at it at the daily again so that I can remind you what we're looking at. We're still left with the possibility that it could be an expanding flat. That possibility just got a little less, which means the opportunity for this to drop is less now. If you're going to go percentage-wise, maybe I think there's a 5% chance we're going to drop. There's a higher probability, 95% chance we're going to break this top. And when they break that top, we don't know how far it's going to go, but then it's definitely going to drop. Right? So you can talk about all the wars that's happening and how many more are going to happen. That has nothing to do with what the chart is doing. Let's go to 4 hours. There is a chance that this comes down from exactly where it is and make a running flat, because this one is pretty sharp. And there are other reasons why I think this could be a running flat. So it could come back here, make a flag, come back here, make a running flat like that, and then go. So if we get sell setups in here, we will take them. Go to the 1 hour. We're looking at it this morning. We don't have any sell setup, but if it pulls back, we'll sell. You want this to first pull back like that? We'll put an entry here for the sell. Should it just drop tag us and look like it's going back up, we'll close that trade. This would be something. But what I think likely is going to happen is it's going to drop tag you here and make a deeper correction like this. So maybe it's worth waiting for a deeper correction. Wait, if it's going to go down, wait for it to come here and make a bigger flat. And then we will sell that to come here and then up. This would be the sell. We'll look at this as a running flat. And then we'll get, that'll be the sell. Then we'll be looking for buy setups. That's the simplest possible pattern that I think could form right now. If that is not so, put an entry order to buy here. You can't go wrong with that entry order. And an entry order to buy at the top there is okay. It just wouldn't tag you if it's not going higher. It will make a flat or consolidation and we will sell it. See, pretty simple. Now, if you get everything I just said there, good, you're close to being a wave analysis trader. If you don't, then you need to learn. Let's go. Pump. We're in the sell, right? So my traders are in the sell. There's a good chance it's going to break the low. If it starts to consolidate, assume they're making a bigger flat for one more, right? If this starts to consolidate here, don't drop, assume that this is going to go back up, right? You will, worst case, get break even out of that trade. You don't have to put it now to break even, but just see whether this starts to go. You want it to move. You don't want it to stay there. As of now, it's still going. This 1 hour sideways is not a problem. That's a 15-minute or a 5-minute small flag, and then it's going to drop. See? So when it drop and it break this low, that's when you want to get it in the profit, because from there, it could still go back up, right? So we're in that trade. Let's see. Aussie. So Aussie is an interesting one. Let me see how fast I can go through this. We're making this, right? I think I explained the whole weekly one and the daily one. And so you can look at my previous webinars. You'll see that. Two things can happen here now. It can drop and make a new low. Remember, I told you this could drop and make a new. You see that? That was a sell setup there. So what we're looking for is, these are buys, by the way. And if you're in the buys, you want to close the buy here now, because we're looking for a flat here. If it makes a flat here, we're totally upside, right? If we get a flat there, if it's going to drop, just like this sell, we'll look for a sell from the top. It doesn't have to break. It can't break this top if it's going to drop, right? I think the chances are it could drop, because if we look at this as a flat in here, and we look at this as an expanding flat, then you could look at this as a 1, 2, 3. Come here, break this top, and then drop. So if it breaks the top, come back here, we will put an entry order, because we'll make the assumption it's making a running flat. And should it drop, wait for a flag here and sell it. Pretty simple. Let's see how that goes. Bigger picture is upside. New Zealand, same thing. Some of you should be in the trade. Maybe you close it on Friday. We were buying from this point. We closed a number of trades in that one. There, you could probably, if like I said, if you take this one, you have to be very careful. I still think they'll break that top, and then we might look for a sell setup. Let me take out all of this. There is a chance that we can retest the low. And there's a chance that this could come here and retest the low. If we get any sell setup on the way down, we'll sell it to break this low again, and then go. Should this, I think this should break the top if we put that as an expanding flat. I don't see any other way but an expanding flat to put that. Right? If we make any contracting flats, if we make running flats in here, it doesn't fit with this piece. And I don't think we're making a separate flat here by itself. So I don't think this is the start of a bigger flat, like 1, 2, 3, and then go. If that's the case, no problem. If we get a sell here, we'll take it. When it breaks this low, we put the break even. But what you want to see is go break the top, come back, give us a flag, and then sell. If it is going up totally, well, can we buy it? Some of you should be in this buy, which will probably close if it doesn't go in the next hour. But it could also be a bigger running flat for upside. Break this top, get it to positive. So right now, if you're not in the trade, you can actually put an entry order here for the buy. But that is only to break this stop and get it to break even and see whether this takes off. Remember, this is a low. And if it takes off, you want to trade. Every buy opportunity will take. We already make that decision. Every buy opportunity from here will take. So every buy opportunity took so far ends up either being break even or positive. But it hasn't gone anywhere. This is not how you want it to go up. So I believe they might break this top and then drop, make a new low, and then we get that. But let's see how many more new lows they can make. A lot more. It might even start becoming a channel at the bottom here. Right? It might even start channeling there. So if we realize that it's channeling, good for us. We know how to trade that. Right? We can trade inside the channel and then trade for the buy. So let's go. Yen. Yep, one more up. I think this needs to happen. This one might make a flag here. If it makes a flag there and drop, good for us. If it makes a flag here and go, it will be a running flat. One more up. And then we'll see if we get this one. So there might be a trade here. The downside, the buy, I don't think is a good idea. Like I said, inside here, the buy is not a good idea anywhere. This was for only buy. I think it was worth taking to break this top, but it didn't go. And that still would have given you a positive trade. So let's see where it is. We're looking for the sell setup. This would be looking for a sell setup. New Zealand, we're looking for a short-term buy. Aussie, what was the Aussie trade? I think it's wait for a flag to buy. Wait for this to see if it gives us a buy setup. Pound, we're already in the sell. So the pound, we're already in the sell. We don't have any trade on Aussie and silver and gold for now. These were the euro trades that we just traded. Let's go through them again. Euro dollar sell setup. Yeah, we actually sold it this morning, but we closed it because in front of the news, you don't want to be tagged in a trade there. So wait for another flag or wait for anything. Take this off now. Better to wait for a flag and sell. So I'll change this to wait for a flag and sell. We're still selling. All right, and there's a good chance that this could drop and break the low. If it is going to go up one more, we don't have a buy setup as yet. Euros. Yeah, we're looking for a buy. It actually just came down some more. Look for a buy. This buy is still valid. You'll try to get it with a flag, but as of now, you can go with that. It's going to come here, come down back, and then go up. We're in this big sideways move, and we traded this both ways. We traded this down. We traded this up. We traded this down, and we're going to be trading this. Be careful of this small trade, right? It's going to come back here and then go. This will end up with a big flat. We might be in the correction here now, the core correction. And same thing here. This could come a little lower. You probably have to be careful. This is a new trade. Take it off. All right, wait for flags on the way up or wait for. We don't want to sell anymore. You want a flag on the way up. So for the sell, you want it to come a little lower. You want it to come here. And then we're looking for the upside. The upside could end up making a bigger flat if you take that as a small one. Right, this could be a bigger flat and still come back here. Or this could be the one that go back up there, come back here and then go. All right, we'll go with this. We'll go with 1, 2, 3, and then go. So we're just making a big flat here, basically. Euro yen. Sell setup. Wait for this. This was the news. Take that off. Shouldn't be tagged there. And we didn't get tagged in news, so wait for flag sell. Either wait for flag sell. Okay, the Euro CAD is dropping. So either you get a flag, take this off too. Either we get a flag or we get a pullback and we sell. I think a pullback like this would be a perfect sell setup. Put an entry here and go for that trade. Now, this is a very interesting trade to the downside. You don't want to miss it. See this one? We did it. It came all the way to the bottom. It goes back to the top. It doesn't necessarily have to be there. That is, they don't have to be equal. It could still go one more up. And then we sell, but we're looking for sell setups all the way, just like we were buying this on the way up, right? So we're looking for sell setups. I'll put it, look for a sell setup. And Euro Swiss. So when we were doing the live session, this is interesting. When we were doing the live session, I think you should go and watch that. It's the interesting part, we were at the top there and we were selling and we were saying it's going to come back to the bottom here. And then this one will go back up. right? It's just when we're selling it from the top coming down to break this low and then go back up. I think one trader did come, and if that happened, that would be amazing, because he didn't believe it could happen. He's not a wave analysis trader. Well, I hope he's amazed. We're not very much amazed by it, because we understand that that's how wave analysis, that's how the market moves. We're looking for a sell setup here. It's a short-term sell setup. Be careful with it, because I think we might be doing 1, 2, 3, running flat and upside. So this trade could be a very short trade. You don't have the skill levels to exit trade like that, don't take it. That's for my traders. And then we expect this to go up. Europa, there's a short-term sell here that we can trade now. Come down here, go back up. We're in a big flat here for upside. Right? So I did the Euro trades. Let's take a look at some of the... if you want the rest of all of this, join us in the live sessions. You'll get it. Natural gas. Okay, we broke the top. Remember, we were not buying there. We're looking for the sell setup, and I think we're getting a sell setup now. Right? You need a flag here, and then we start selling. This is the pattern. You need that sell setup. You need this move down. So we started selling it from here with the expectation that this could be the drop, end up with a bigger flat. We saw that possibility, so it wasn't a surprise. Now, if you get a flag here, and you need a 1-hour flag here, we're going for this trade. Now, this didn't go down as a one sharp move, but we'll keep an eye on it and see how it does. And then we're going up for this one before it drops. So we'll see. This could actually go much higher, but let's get this one down first. US oil. Kind of going sideways there, right? And in that sideways, we drop and we're making another sideways here. This is a sell setup. Big picture, looks like it's going to go up one more. We got a 1, 2, 3 here. We got a 1, 2, 3 there. I think we can make a 1. Either we go with this as a 1, 2, 3, or we go with this as a 1, 2. This come back here for a 3, go back up one more, and drop. Keep an entry here for the sell. Should it go back above the top, we'll try to see if we can get it from the top coming down, right? Because this, you can look at this a few different ways. Let's see how it goes. I like the sell from there. Should it drop, where would we target? Target the break of the low. Well, not this low, but all the way back to the bottom. I think this thing could go pretty far. It could come back and tag this low at 63. So let's see. US 30. Yep, so we completed this thing here now. With this came down very nice. There's a good chance it will either continue to go up or they go back and retest the top. So we'll be looking for both buy setups. Should it go back to retest the top? And some of you are already in that buy setup from the Asian session, right? So this one was a sell. I think from here, some of you got the trade this morning. If you did perfect, just keep an eye on it. It's good for the upside. And I think NASDAQ, some of you got also the buy at NASDAQ this morning. You have this one, that is this buy. Keep an eye on this, because this is more downside. This structurally is more downside. Once we break that top, it could drop one more. See? That's a flat for a sell. So we have a sell set up here, but for those who are in this trade, manage it once it comes here. And if it doesn't go, take it off. We're looking for these sells, right? This sell, that sell, and we're going to get another sell from here. So let's see. We're looking for this sell here. So I'll put it, wait for a sell setup, but that is for those who are in the trade, right? So S&P 500, I don't think we have anything in it. We didn't look at it this morning. If you're in the buy, some of you might have bought that one. Right, this was the old sell. Take that off. All these were sell setups that went. Take them off. Take this off. And take this off. That was a sell too. Right? So this is the top. Take that off. Now we don't need it that much. Come back to the big picture. Yeah, we dropped. We broke the low. They can go back up. Either as a correction or total upside. Right? This can go back up. Take off this top too. It can go back up now as a correction or total downside. We need to see if this is over, right? If there's any chance this is going to go one more down. The only one that looks one more down right now is NASDAQ. US 30 doesn't have that one more down structure. This could totally go up, right? Because all the corrections for this was here. All these pullback were there, and then they did this and they dropped. So this could totally go. or make another flat here, basically. So the buy on this one is good. If you took that buy, I think we can put the buy already active. Look for another flag buy again. This one we didn't have anything. We didn't discuss it, but I think you got to be careful. Okay, this one has some pullback here, and they could probably belong to the possibility of being this for one more down. We don't have a sell setup as yet, but if it does make a sell setup, go for it. For the buy here, wait for it to go up some more, make another flag buy. But this one definitely has a sell setup. Right, that's a flag. So I wouldn't be surprised if this drop. Tesla. There's a move up there sharp that we don't have anything with. So if you're in any sell, you got to be careful. This could make a spike, give you a flat, and then that's a sell setup. FTSE, let's see. Okay, so this might be the start of the upside. Assume that this was it. Look for buy setups. If it's making a running flat there, don't worry, but most likely we need this straight up. All right, so put it like this. Upside is possible. So let's see if we get the upside. It could be that this is here is making the correction and this is this one, but let's go with it possibly that it's this one. Look for buy setups here. Wait for flags buy. Should it make a flag buy? Can it be a running flat for one more down? Say this, for example. A running flat here for one more down. Well, then let it drop, go back up, make a flag buy. Don't worry with the sell at the bottom here. DAX looked more like a sell. That sell was good. This one actually, if you sold this flag here, you did well, but now it's looking like a running flat in the making. Put it like this. I think this, oops, sorry, wrong one. This definitely looks like a running flat. So I'd say wait for it to go up and then look for a sell setup. If it makes a flag buy, but most likely it looks like we'll get a sell setup here. So this one will probably go up that much. And then we start looking for a sell setup somewhere from the top there. Okay, let's go here. Bitcoin consolidating here, so pretty much at least one more up. Somebody asked me to do Bitcoin on the higher time frame. Sorry, didn't get a chance, so we can take a quick look now. This is the whole structure. So let me go on the weekly. This is the whole structure in Bitcoin. When you're looking for corrections, you're looking for something that takes up a lot of time, right? Like it's more the time one. So this was let's say this started at zero, go up. And then that was a huge correction that went up. And then they kind of drop here, go sideways, drop there, went up, drop back. Depending on how you look at this, you could either say that all of that is a correction, time-wise, and then the next up move started here. All right, I think that would make sense. You'd have to just relook at this. I had it as two separate flags, two separate corrections. Like this is a separate one and this is a separate one. But if you go in the daily and you look at it, it could be just the same one as an expanding flat. I actually relooked at it when somebody asked me. Now we might be looking at it differently. Let's say this was your first drop. And let's take this as the next impulse up, but all of this being the correction. This could be the next impulse for an expanding flat, which means this drop here would be normal, the equivalent of that. And that would make a lot of sense if you put that, all of that as a correction for the next impulse up, because you see when the impulse started to go, they just keep going, right? We had a really sharp drop here, and we had a move that retested top. Now, this is a really, really sharp drop, and we don't have anything to go with it. So that means that if we take all of this as one as the first impulse up, take this entire piece here as the first impulse up, right? Which technical traders would call the bullish wave to the upside. We're now in the correction. And I think it started from this top, not that top, right? Because that single drop didn't have anything to go with it. So if we look at this as a possible expanding flat, then this could be the one that actually goes back up to the top. If time-wise, this is enough. Now, this actually went really long, so I don't think time-wise that is enough. I think we're here. But this could be a more complex pattern. With 1, 2, 3. But this one having formed inside here a bigger structure. right? So this could be go up, maybe even work its way up there, drop again, go back up, come back down, and then go. And this would stay in this range for a very long time, going up and down, before we get something like this. I think that possibility is really, really good. So if we're going to trade this up to come back to the top, and it could get back all the way to the top, we look for both buys and sells setup, because it's not going up as one sharp move, right? So right now, if you're looking at this, this actually dropped. That was sharp. I thought this would be a correction where they retest this low and then go up. But they go up without retesting that low, which means a move like this down is also possible. They can come back down pretty sharp here. And we'll decide whether we go with that as a running flat and then upside. That possibility exists. We do have a single sharp move here, right? And it really doesn't have much to do with it. So we will have to decide whether we want to put this as the running flat. What if this was the running flat? Let's say we miss that as a running flat, and this is just the up move. Well, then any correction here you buy. Can we sell in that range? Yeah, we can. Actually, the traders in my group who trade the lower time frame, they do buy and sells within very short range. So if you're looking for a very short trade setup, this is a sell setup. Should this break out of this, it could probably drop like that, go back up, drop like that, complete this as a flat, and then the upside. So there's a possibility you might get something like this here and then one go up. If it's going to go down, then you'll see this one. Let's say we're going down deeper. This would probably drop deeper, make another correction, drop, make another correction, drop. And then if you're in the sell, you don't have to worry about that. You just keep selling. Right, so let's see which one we get. Just wait for this and see which one it gives us. ETH, pretty much the same thing. This one definitely looks downside. And you actually have a sell setup. Okay, this is extremely flat. Right, this one doesn't look upside. It doesn't have the same structure as the thing. You got this, you get that, you get this, you go there. This is a sell setup. Come back here, maybe go back up there, and then come here. We're in this structure. See? We're making this correction here. And this is a really flat structure. So all of that could happen here and still go back up. So there's a sell setup. Let's take the sell setup. That one come and break this low and then take off. That would be a good trade. Well, I think there are more pieces to it. So on the 4 hour, look for that sell setup there. Sorry, this one on the 1 hour. That looks very corrective there to me. If you want to sell, it's making a new high. Put an entry under this low for the sell. You just broke the top there. So should this drop, that's a good trade. If it go break the top, leave it. XRP. Big picture, same thing. See, this looks really, really, really flat, right? So when you get them really flat like this, they do break lows, they do break lows, they do break lows. And then the up move start. And even this piece, this was looking flat, they did come back all the way here. So when you start to see that, there will be no surprise this comes, break this low, and then start going up. Now, I would take this as a flat of its own, separated. Which means all these sharp moves here could still happen. This could still come back here, make a running flat, go back down here like this, and then we get that up move. So time-wise, you could be here for a very long time before you get that another big spike that will break the stop. Before we get another big one that will break this stop, and it will come, but it will come and all of this is finished. So first you can expect this to drop here. We can expect to move back like this, possible running flat. We can expect this to go down really slow, right? And then we can expect this move up. We can expect that move up. After which we'll have to expect a drop, and then this one, and then that move up. So that will finish this flat. 1, 2, 3, and then go back up. So the trading range now is this. Possible something like this. This comes here and then we go for that trade. If you want to sell, there's a sell setup forming. I don't think we want to sell. We just wanted to drop, break the low, and then look for buy setups. So if you're an investor, you wanted to come back and break the low, and I don't mean this low, I mean this bigger low. And let me go back on the daily. Yeah, you literally wanted to come back and tag this low. And let this drop, break this low, and then we start looking for buy setups. Can it go back up from here and make a new high? Well, we'll see. It doesn't look like it's doing that, but if it starts making a flat here, we'll consider the buy. Right? If this is to come down here and then go back up and start making a flat, we'll buy it to come back into this one. Let's see how high that goes. Right now, I think it can drop. So right now we have a sell setup. That could change during the day, but right now it's a sell setup. Okay, I'll do one more. I'll do ADA. And then we'll continue with the rest of our day. I think this is pretty flat, so one more downside is possible. This is the whole structure. You don't need to keep this here anymore. Right, so I think this is really flat. I wouldn't be surprised if they drop, break that low, break this low, right? And then start to go up. Because this here eventually goes up. So keep your eyes on this. Every time it breaks the low, you go for a buy setup. We're here. See? So this coming down like this all the time. Drop some more and then start to look for this upside. Right? You're getting this one. So start looking for that upside. Okay, I think we can stop the recording at that point. So for the YouTube viewers, if you like it and you would like more of this and you would like to have it twice daily and you're like, fair, it's live, you get to ask questions as well. You get to do whatever, you know, you get the point. Let's put it that way. If you want to learn to trade, join us. And we answer to everything we do. There's a reason we mark them where we have a trade call, because when you come back here, we will relook at those trades and decide what happened to them and what we're doing with them. And all of that is done live, not hindsight. Thank you for your support. Please share the videos and share them with more traders. You can leave your comment and we'll take a look at them. So you can help support the video by promoting it as well, because there's still a lot of traders who've never seen any of my videos. So let's stop the recording there.